Last week, we began a new preaching series on Mondays on Discernment of Spirits. I began to explain a little bit of what this is, and today I just want to do the same, try to explain maybe in a little bit more depth what exactly is discernment of spirits. And so to discern is to, like the word itself, to discern is to perceive or to recognize or to distinguish, right? So you could, if we were to use it in like a sentence, you could ask somebody, hey, can you help me discern the differences between these two pictures? Can you help me perceive or recognize the differences between these two pictures? Discern, right? Or can you help me discern which sweater fits me best, right? Can you help me perceive or to recognize which sweater fits me best, kind of thing. So we are discerning spirits. So what do we mean when we use the word spirits? This word can be used in many different ways. When we use it, we usually tend to refer specifically to personal spirits like an angel or like a demon. But used in this context is broader than that. It does have to do a little bit with the possibility of influence from demons or angels, but used in the context of discernment of spirits is a broader thing. So when we use the word spirits in this context, we're talking about movements of the heart or stirrings that happen in our heart. Could these be caused by like an actual spirit, like a demon or like an angel? Yes, but they could also be just psychological or just human, right? So we are discerning, we're perceiving, recognizing, distinguishing spirits, movements of the heart, stirrings that happen in our heart, right? So often we experience things in our heart, and some are from God or lead us to God, and some are not from God, or at least do not lead us to God. And so it's important that we learn to distinguish them, right? And so discernment of spirits always has kind of like this three-step process. One is becoming aware. Sometimes we're not even aware of the stirrings that are happening in our heart, of the spirits kind of happening in our heart, the movements. So it's becoming aware. Then understanding them, right? This is the process of discernment, which are from God or which lead to God and which don't lead me to God. And then action, right? Once I understand, hey, this movement in my heart kind of leads me to God, I can accept it. Or if I realize this movement in my heart doesn't lead me to God, I can reject it, right? Maybe just a concrete example. We'll get more into this, but a particular movement of the heart what I could experience is maybe like the movement of discouragement, right? So one can recognize, oh, I'm aware I'm experiencing discouragement, and so I can discern that I'm experiencing discouragement, and then discouragement is never really from God. And so once you understand that, then you can reject discouragement. And we'll talk more about how we do all this, but just to get you maybe like a little bit deeper understanding, discernment of spirits is about distinguishing, perceiving movements of the heart, which in this context we call spirits, and then being able to take action so that they don't affect us to move us away from God, but the opposite, we move always towards God.